wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
I'm aware it's barely morning still. It's don't question my methods. It's morning for girl bosses somewhere in America, the western half of the country. It's where all the action is. How you got? I really want to know. You know, we had that whole generation, 2 generations, where you all thought, I'm going to go out to LA. I'm going to go to California. How'd that work out? I knew a younger gal, she's not so much, she's in her 40s now, but she went out to New York, was going to become not Hollywood, a Broadway actress, and it didn't work. Now, I got to give her credit, though. She went out there and did the Bruce Willis hustle. She worked tables. She worked hard. Smart gal. Chose the wrong profession and went out. And you know what? At least she didn't have regrets. So I got a tip my hat to that gal. But man, say you are you still trying to do that Sex in the City shit where you all have work math avoidant jobs? You're all marketing directors. You're all nonprofits. You're all whatever horse shit. Like it was all a lie, right? You girls know that it was all a lie. You're not able to all make it in New York with your bullshit careers and professions. Are you aware of that? Are you going to go to the bitter end? I got an article here from Miguel wrote for The Guardian, and my previous video where I talked about don't listen to TikTok girls, it's all fake. Then there's some true believers. There's some of you who actually believe your bullshit, right? You actually think that and this woman is about my age, the one that wrote the article, and she tells anecdotes and stories because that's a substitute for empiricism and polling data, right, Guardian? Where all of her friends she quotes are all in their 40s, maybe their 50s, and none of them have the intelligence or the self-awareness to say, well, maybe if we weren't sculptors, maybe if you weren't like a painter, maybe if you weren't a bauble shop purveyor, maybe if you just grew, did it occur to you to, I mean, seriously, did it occur to you to grow the fuck up and get a real job? That's why I tell you young people not to listen to the adults, because most of the adults in your family are the adults, your unloving adults, namely your parents, put in charge of raising you because they didn't love you more than they loved the shit that they wanted to buy. So they took the unemployable adults, namely leftists, put them in charge of you to basically be your nanny. That's really what it is. If you really want to boil down America's parenting structure, you have your quote unquote, not strictly so, conservative, Republican-ish, libertarian, private sector producers, right? The people who actually produce real fucking shit in this world. But they're not sinless. They don't want to raise you, right? So what do? They hire the nannies, the daycare workers, the daycare providers, which tell me that isn't the fucking K through college system right now. So you get these dumb, unaware, and ultimately lazy adult children informing you. You millennials wonder why you failed. You had the losers raising you. I don't mean your parents. Your parents didn't even fucking raise you. I mean, in that sense, your Marxist, leftist, worthless, talentless hacks called teachers and professors and touchy-feely and social workers, at least they were there. I mean, they lied to you about everything, but at least they were there. Your parents weren't even around. And now we got this, she's probably a 50-year-old about fuckwit on The Guardian. I just this thing, and it's all falling apart. I hope you young women look at, I know we do Good Money Morning Girl Boss to make fun of, frankly, the women that hated America, hated men, hated reality. You believed feminism to a fault. You went well beyond whatever noble intentions may be, equal treatment. We're all humans. We should close the wage gap for equal work, equal pay, right? You're not going to get anyone in. But then you made it your fucking cult, not even a religion. Religion I got respect for. It's your fucking cult. The cult of putting a hammer down below and looking at your crotch for 75 years and wondering why you're dying an old Baron Karen spinster. I mean, my God, I like myself, but I got other shit to do than worship myself for 75 fucking years. I hope you young girls see how miserable these girl bosses are. I hope you Gen Z girls realize there is a better life being offered to you that's been always there. It's called human nature. Like, and I'm not saying don't become a surgeon or don't become I'm not saying that at all. Please go do it. But also realize you were born a woman. You know, maybe you should have kids. It's not going to be for everybody, but you know, you're born for a certain biological role, right? Men are born to go get shot and protect the nation. We're born to labor, right? We're born to hunt. And you girls are born to have children, right? You don't have to, right? I'm all for choice, but I would not deny that since our existence, since human number one came on the planet, depending on what you consider human, let's say it's 200,000 years, the one thing we've all done has been bred. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. Do you think maybe that's ensconced in your biological hardwiring to be happy? Oh, but some pissed off, miserable fucking boomer Kuantahas didn't like that. Frankly, they didn't like the fact they didn't get the man they wanted, and they were spinsters, and they didn't want any younger women to be happy. So they came up with this. They took what would, you know, you could get, equal treatment, right? Got it. To make all, like, with what, 3-4 generations now of women absolutely fucking miserable. I love it. I don't argue anymore. I let reality make my arguments for me. Yeah, let's double down on blaming other people for our mistakes. Let me know how that goes, poor people. I don't care what poor, race, gender, just class poverty. I don't care. It's the system. Yeah, okay, yeah, let me know. Men are shallow. Let me know how that goes. Let me know when the fat chicks started finding love. You let me know when fat chicks are happy. Let me know. In the meantime, you young people, and men included, but especially girls, you got to realize these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And a lot of times, the only thing they got left is making you as miserable as them. They cannot stand the fact they wasted their one shot being miserable feminist spinster girl bosses. I mean, where do we want to start? Hang on, let me grab my phone. I guess we'll go to the Guardian because this is precious. This is a feminist. She believed the Kool-Aid. You look at her, I think she's older than me. Carolyn Werfel. And if you could do a quick background, she's a feminist and men suck. It's the same fucking bullshit. But what's interesting about this article is she's admitting millennial women were told to chase our dreams. Lady, you ain't a millennial, or you are the most leathery face looking motherfucking millennial I've ever seen. There's no way you're younger than me. Right? Millennial. Okay, let's say you're millennial, lady. All right. Okay, Karen. And she's a feminist. We don't need no. And listen to the title. I think she's a true believer. I don't think this is clickbait, although it might be a double coincidence where it can be clickbait, but she also believes it. Millennial women were told to chase our dreams. That's left us burnt out, broke, and dreaming of a rich patron. How dare you, you hypocritical hypocrite. All of this, you're 5 decades on this planet. Okay, 3.5 because, you got to become an adult to start spewing bullshit. You've been spewing this shit as far as I can tell, lady, that you don't need no man. And all of a sudden, I want a man. 1, fuck you for lying and giving the wrong information, however many thousands, maybe millions of young women. All right. 2, no, fuck you. You made your bed. You got all the welfare in the world, lady. And 3, if you are being tongue-in-cheek, and this is just clickbait because the Guardian is fucking dying and it needs constant bailouts from charitable donations, shame on you for lying. Oh, you want me to pay for this, Guardian, do you? No, I won't. Oh, maybe not. A couple of weeks ago, I came across an Amy Poehler joke in which she sums up the different generational experiences of money. Boomers are all about money. Gen X is like, is it all about money? Millennials ask, where is the money? And Gen Z is like, what is money? It made me laugh, but it also hit in there. By the way, if you couldn't tell, this is going to be a long intro to get to the fucking point. It felt painfully accurate and oddly comforting. Maybe it's not just me. I'm a millennial. You smoke cigarettes starting at 10 and drinking whiskey starting at 12? Maybe it's not just me. I'm a millennial. My financial insecurity has been a theme in my life for a while. Like also avoiding real work and math, I bet. I guarantee you, lady, I look you up. You are a fucking worthless liberal arts major who has spent 4 decades avoiding work. Right? Just like your sculptor friend we're going to get to later on. Sculpting. Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? Really? At this age, are you serious? You expect us to believe that these fake bullshit jobs are serious efforts at work and being an adult? I mean, the Guardian might fall for it, but do you really think being a writer, whatever the fuck you are, what, really? Meanwhile, men are on offshore platforms drilling oil in the North Sea, and you can't make that connection? But recently it's grown a lot louder, and I literally can't stop asking, where's the goddamn money? I don't know. You didn't work for it. You've been avoiding it all your life. I used to ask nicely. After all, I was raised to be a grateful, polite millennial, the kind who believe that magic always happens outside your comfort zone, and therefore did unpaid internship in her 20s and sent thank you emails after being underpaid, but no more. Hence the capital letters. I'm raging. It's too late. It's too, you wasted, and you're not, let's just admit, let's say you're 40. Okay. You're not going to Tom Brady up and save the second half of the game. You're not going to do that. You're going to be like every other feminist, miserable spinster. You're going to double down on you because you're a coward. You're a fucking weakling and a fucking coward, and you're afraid of real work. That's it. This has nothing to do with Democrat, Republican, left or right. They're in the UC. Okay, they're over in the UC. She's in the UK. The UC. It doesn't matter. You're just lazy. That's it. It's not a mystery. It's not science. If you became an engineer or an accountant, you'd have the money. Or if you weren't such an insufferable anti-male person, maybe you might have found the husband. Now let me ask, you're asking for a husband or a patron. Is that because you don't call it a husband, right? Do you have any shame, lady? Do you have any self-awareness how bad this looks for the feminine? Here you are, strong, independent, blah, 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 blah. And now like, oh, I need a man? Are you fucking joking me? Am I supposed to take this seriously? Or are you a shit? Which one is? All your outs are bad. And no matter which way you go, there's no saving your face. I don't know if you have the self-awareness as to how much this ruins the feminist reputation. If you don't want to ruin it already. But now, I want a rich man. Get the fuck out of here. And how dumb do you think men are? I mean, her name is somewhat unique. You can look her up. A guy's going to see this. They're going to see your body at work. Say, what the fuck am I going to marry this guy? Whatever. She hated my kind. It was all about me oppressing and giving them more. How much money do you need, lady? You're in the yuck. It's like 80% of GDP taxed. 70% they found out. United Kingdom came up. Someone did some math. But men, what is it? United Kingdom males pay 70% of the income taxes. The income taxes. Women pay 30%. The fuck out of here. This shit, you know what, might fly with the Guardian. All the aging gray-pewed boomers are like, ah! The younger generation ain't falling for this. Oh, women are just so oppressed, and the men are so bad. They're so bad. People just saying, fuck you. And that's all the argument you deserve. We're not engaged. The time of talking is over. Well, you see, here's some data. No, fuck you. You don't deserve I'm going to engage at your level and try to point out where you're wrong. You don't listen, and you have no intention of honoring or finding out the truth. So fuck you. And you know what's great? It's not like you get to be edgy and cute and like, oh, I'm going to get away with it. No. You wasted already you can't get away with it. You've already paid a price. You know with what? Your youth and beauty. No one wants to fuck you or give you children anymore. Too late. Now, what you do with the last half of your fucking, I don't know. But let's just admit, you ain't going to pick up no calculus book, right? You ain't going to learn accounting. You're not going to do taxes. It's going to be more of this whiny, complaining bullshit. In other words, you're going to continue being a fucking irresponsible child. And I want you younger women to realize you don't have to be a 42-year-old miserable spinster. I need to find a man now. What's your strategy? With what looks? Look at your hair. Look at you. You're not feminine. I mean, she's got this now. She's thin. She could pull it off if she wanted to. Oh, that'd be succumbing to the patriarchy. I'm not an object. See, I can't tell if this is real or fake, but I got to believe it's real because of her writing background. Maybe it's because I'm approaching 40. Maybe it's because I keep comparing myself with my parents who by this age had 2 kids, a car, a house, a garden, and 3 holidays a year. But you didn't want that. I'm not just raging after 15 years of working nonstop. So you started working at 25? Dude, I started working, well, technically at 8, where I'd collect cans, mow yards, and shit like that. You've been working 15 years, that's it? 15 years of working nonstop, I'm exhausted. Well, what do you think life is? You're not like this self-sustaining being. You require energy, you require food, you require clothing and shelter. Did you provide any of those things in your trade or your craft? Oh, your trade and craft is bitching about men. Oh, you didn't provide for your own food, clothing, and that was up to the men to build you your house, the ones you hated. You're tired? You're tired. This is a cute, spoiled kid from the burbs. They go, I'm tired. Now I want a man to take. Get the fuck out of here. And there are days when I ask myself, is it really meant to be this way or am I just failing? Yes to both. Yes. Look, I'll tell you, let me be honest with all the women out there. If you wanted to have a rich man take care of you or a patron, if you want to euphemistically call a husband a patron, you know what? To get a rich man, you need to be hot, and that takes work too. There is no world where you get what you want and it doesn't take energy and effort. It just doesn't. You've chosen the life of being a white-collar panhandler on the internet, spewing propaganda so you might get some clicks and this and that, avoiding work. And, oh my God, the pay, you're going to go fight evil, right? Okay, well, that doesn't pay. No one values it. It's done by millions of other people, so the wages are divided across those millions of other people, and it's been the same fucking shit for 30 fucking years. More than twice you've been writing this. People have been writing it twice as long as you've been working. Oh my God, men are horrible. And now you think, oh no, I'm just going to get the guys. Just going to get the guys. Am I simply not grown up enough when it comes to money? Yes. And your career choices. I know the answer isn't that simple. No, it is. Or that harsh, because usually after days spent examining my shortcomings, I'd love to see this woman's shortcomings. What are they? Why you didn't attend enough protests? You didn't get enough PhDs and worthless drivel? I also think, no, this just can't be my personal failure. Maybe the odds were never in my favor. Well, that's actually kind of true, because if you want to get my book, the Book of Numbers Analyze the ROI of the Pursuit of Women, there are not enough men out there to support you women anymore. You want to know why? I think she actually belongs to some kind of socialist organization. Because when you take 1 in every $4 of men, not to mention probably 3 in every $5 of rich men, you lower the amount of money they have to afford a wife and children. But you chose the government. You chose the welfare programs. You chose the state. Where are men supposed to fight? And then you also, not to mention, I'm sure you're probably for affirmative action, right, lady? So you give a disadvantage for men, and we got to hire girl bosses that can run Cracker Barrel into the ground. Heaven help what Nintendo's about to do. Let me ask you guys, seriously, leftist, feminist, whatever, low IQ people. Is there only one domino in your world? Like that domino falls and it doesn't hit any other dominoes, right? There's nothing else happens. Just the one domino falls, and you can't even think that there might be another domino in front of this. And for you young girls, look, if I got to take this lady, you're writing in a public publication, I got to take you at face value. Young ladies, I present to you Exhibit A of a fucking adult who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. And you do not want to take their advice. This one doesn't understand taxing the shit out of men, giving them disadvantages in the labor market, treating them like fucking shit in media and social media and the internet. And Well, I can't find a man. It can't be me. There's just not enough men to go. You're right. Go talk to the government. There's your husband. That's the husband you voted in. Hope you enjoy that government check. I hope it doesn't give you a paper cut when you're having sex with it or whatever the fuck you do. I don't know what relationship. Does government check hug you at night? Millennial women like myself were told to work hard and follow our passion, because if you work hard and find something you're good at, it'll pay off. It doesn't, though. Yeah, because you all chose easy shit. I'm a better feminist than you. You know why? Because I diagnosed the problem correctly. You actually want to close the wage gap? Well, then go major in engineering. Been saying that before you even started working your precious 15 years. The path I've chosen: creative, independent, work avoidant, math avoidant, lazy, spoiled idiot. That's the path you chose. Creative independent offers very little in the way of long-term security, and when I look around, a pattern emerges. Is this where you say you avoid real work and doing things that you have to hold your nose and make good money? Over dinner recently with 3 friends, 2 men and 1 woman, all my age, we started talking about money worries. The woman, a talented sculptor. No. I'm sorry, I don't believe your bestie is, oh my God, she's amazing. No, she's probably truly average and the sculpting is shit. If she was a talented sculptor, she wouldn't have money problems. Let's read on to see if she's got money problems. She said had been feeling deeply anxious. She thought it was partly hormones, but more than that, it was existential. She was considering retraining, maybe going into teaching. Just go panhandle. Just get the fuck out of our schools. You're fucking worthless human beings. You offer no skills or talents. Please stop educating our children to become like you. Failures. Anything to build a more stable life. I don't know. Have you thought about hitting the gym and finding and sexually pleasing an attractive, wealthy man? Or is that too much? Or are you going to math or sex? Be hot or do math. Which one is it, ladies? You don't get them. Never mind. At one point, she turned to me and asked, how do you do it? I said, I juggle 3 things at once. Meanwhile, the 2 men nodded sympathetically. They work in the arts, but both have full-time jobs and permanent contracts. One just bought a plot of land. The other has tenure. All academics, all not adults, all of you not working in the real world. Man, to live in liberal world, like you actually think just sitting on your ass and pushing papers, you somehow are contributing to the economy in the world. I don't think so. The women are freelancers, the men are secure. Is it our fault? Yes. Or couldn't we just do what they did? Well, you didn't. I don't think so. Our economic system doesn't just undervalue women's work. It depends on it. It relies on our flexibility, our unpaid labor, our creative output, our willingness to absorb their, okay, you're going to double down. You're going to double down on this shit. Okay, that's fine. Guys, this is why you save the 3 C's. This person is the exact reason you save the 3 C's for your wife or your significant other. Cars, carpentry, and computers. You do not help out a woman who's not committed to you with those 3 things. This woman doesn't need you. She said, I don't need you. She wants welfare. She wants your tax dollars. You do not help her in her personal life with the 3 C's. Let her do it herself. You actually treat her like a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. It assumes women will absorb the risk, subsidize culture, and care with their own time, energy, and savings. This is all bullshit because it's not based in reality. In creative industries, this is especially stark. Women are expected to be grateful to be there at all. Yes, you should be, especially when we see Girlboss horseshit in the creative industries being like the Acolyte or the Marvels. I'd love to see your friend's sculpting works. I bet you it's minimalist modern art shit, isn't it? Do you believe it? You really believe this shit, lady? To work for exposure, for the opportunity, not the paycheck, and that gratitude has kept us quiet, compliant, and broke. I wonder if if only there was a solution to find a job that paid money. You got to clean chimneys? Right now, you could go mow yards because everyone in the uck and the us, every young person's a lazy sack of shit, right? Go drop $500. That would be 300 quid on a lawnmower and mow yards. Charge $50 a shot. That's a living wage right there. Just say you're lazy and deathly afraid of real work. This is no This is no accident. It's systemic. In Germany, women across all age groups earn less, save less, and live longer. It's because you don't work and everybody's paying for you. It's an easy life. You're privileged. We should take your privileges away. Not your rights, your privileges. No welfare for anyone. If you're single and self-employed, you're automatically walking a financial tightrope with no net, and you'll likely belong to the 70% of working women today who are at risk of poverty and old age. How, with life on easy mode, now we're in the germ. We had the uck, I'm in the us, and now we're in the germ over in Germany. You guys got a pretty generous social system there. You women with life set on easy mode with a generous welfare system, 70% of older women in Germany are poor? How the fuck, man? Dude, like, if you gave me $10,000 a year and whatever, assistance, general assistance, when I was younger, I'd be $500,000 ahead. Easy. I can't believe, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but it feels like the only safety net is a rich spouse. Well, too bad. And now it all comes, how could you say that? How? That would be like me telling my audience, oh, I was all wrong. What you really need to do is go into debt, spend all your money, and buy materialist shit to impress people and be a slave to the corporations and go into debt. That would be like me announcing this. And that's you announcing this. But let me guess, people are going to be okay with it? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the difference between you and me, lady, is I actually want to help my audience, not myself. You couldn't give a fuck less about women's happiness, young women, let alone your own. You're, at the end of the day, you are deathly afraid of work. And if you have to sell out your entire ideology, which you just did with that sentence, you'll do it. Now I want a rich husband. What I find fascinating, your audience probably go, yeah, rich husband, rich, yeah. And no one's going to be aware of the hypocrisy because at the end of the day, all of you are lazy. That's it. You don't want to work. So no one's gonna flay you for this hypocrisy. A very practical question about socialism. Don't you tax the rich men and the rich women in your country to provide you so you don't have to have any of that nasty sex or answer to anyone? What is the welfare state not enough? When I told my friend a few days ago that I prefer dating artists, she threw up her hands. No, you need to find a hedge fund manager. I thought of that meme. I'm looking for a man in finance and rolled my eyes, but she wasn't wrong. A wealthy and steady partner is the most reliable pension plan for many women. I thought you were strong and independent. Guys, do you see how it's just parasitic? Like, this is so... she's pulling back her own curtain, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Everyone can see this now. And are you aware of the PR this does, like the message it sends to men? You think men are going to line up? Men are already not asking you girls out. They're already leaving you the fuck alone. What? You think men are going to bail you out? You've got to be the most delusional woman in the world, lady. The most delusional woman in the world, and at 40 whatever, you're going to find some guy with your track record and financial liabilities and no skills to bear. Are you going to still have the attitude that sex is somehow oppressive and you don't want to be an object and there's no fun? I don't want a husband, though. Sucks to be you. What I secretly long for is a patron, the 18th century kind. Someone who says, I'm so whore? Right? Whore. Oh, wait, no, I take it back. No, she's not. The 18th century kind. Someone says, I believe in your work. Go right. Don't worry about anything. Or more realistically, universal basic income. So she does want men's money without the sex. Okay. Or more realistically, universal basic income. So taxpayers should subsidize your childish belief that you're an artist or writer or whatever work avoiding career profession. So why would anyone become a farmer or a surgeon? I wanna make videos of me eating chocolate and shooting guns, and you should provide you. Who's gonna work and who's gonna make the food, lady? We're all gonna be content creators and journalists. Oh, and a proper educational system for the next generation of women. Oh, where they tell you not to become sculptors and tell you to become engineers. One that teaches them how to handle money so they don't fall into the same trap. Seriously, can someone explain to me why we didn't learn about compound interest, mortgage, tax brackets? Because you have socialists just like you teaching the children. You're your own problem. Somebody, me, take responsibility for my bad choices and decisions. Or somebody, not me. Isn't financial literacy a basic part of education if the goal is to raise well-equipped adults? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read you the rest of your horse shit because you're just looking to avoid responsibility. You are one of the most petulant little children I've ever had the displeasure of reading shit from coming out of your mouth, where all it is give me more of other people's money. You guys, you work in the oil fields. You guys go work over in the Defense Department. You become cops, but we're going to vote for the criminals. And everybody else in the world work but me. But I don't want to settle for a man. I just want him to give me my money. How is this strong independent? This is Caroline Verfel. What's the guy? Replicant fit. Lovely lady. Lovely lady. Oh, wow. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? Is this another? Oh. This is from Marie Claire. I'm like, bullshit. Okay. It's already Girlboss. This is clickbait tabloid slop. Until I saw the data. Meet the millennial women. And millennial women are popular this week. Meet the millennial women buying their own engagement rings. What? You know, it's like when you marry yourself. Okay, those are just wackadoo girls. And then Anita Sarkeesian, one of your biggest feminists of your generation, married herself. Now he has to say, wait, it ain't just a show and an act. Some of you actually, a significant percentage of you are that mentally ill. To all you young Gen Z girls, do you want to marry yourself? Do you want to be people that point at you like, oh my fucking God? So I'll read through this and you'll say, oh, this is why he's reading it. Take a wild guess what percent of, I guess, millennial age women buy their own engagement rings. Right? I thought it would be on par with, well, same percentage of people who marry themselves, less than 1%. Just the true wackadoos. When Lauren M. and her now husband decided to get married, they threw traditional rules out of the window, including societal standards around who should buy her wedding ring. At the time, Lauren, a 31-year-old writer and editor, was making $90,000 a year. Not anymore. While her partner, husband, fiance, young ladies, you have to understand how much the older ladies hate you and want you to be fucking miserable like them. They do not want you to marry a Charlie Kirk. They do not want you to marry some guy who you're going to be happy with. You spit out a bunch of kids. You can stay at home and raise the kids. They want you to be as miserable as them. A year while her partner pulled in $12,600 annually. Oh, what mattress carrying pansy did you marry? That salary discrepancy led her to buy her own wedding ring, an understated $500 band that she loves. It felt more her than something flashy. That's not too expensive. Lauren was fine with buying her own ring. Her family, not so much. Her dad, oh, did dad fail to raise you right, sweetheart? Especially was skeptical. The first thing he said was, I just want to make sure he can take care of you, Lauren recalls. She knew he meant financially, and she felt like she had to defend her situation. She told him that her partner was the most caring person in the world. Maybe he couldn't provide for her monetarily at the moment, but he supported her emotionally, and that meant much more to her until she divorced him. I'm kidding. I'm just going to add that later on. This assumes the story is even true, because if it's like E. Jean, it's all bullshit. Dear Penthouse Forum. Still, her father's comment stuck. It made her question her decision to buy her own ring. She says it fits her current lifestyle as a nomad. She doesn't want to wear something she'll be anxious about losing while traveling. Not irrational. But she's game for an upgrade in the future. Right now, she still feels like she has to downplay the fact that she's the primary earner in a relationship, especially when introducing her husband to people she's nervous about impressing. Lauren is part of a growing number of young women who make more money than their male partners, and as a result have taken on the role of engagement ring buyer and financial provider. About fucking time. I say it's time for a change. No, was it? We suffer from more heart attacks, more stroke, more prostate cancer. I say it's time for a change. I say let them take care of us for a while. Probably shocks a guy like you. If you guys don't know where that's from, you have got to go see Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It's one of the top 10 movies. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful movie. Probably shocks a guy like you. Do you really think it's possible? Come on, I took her for 100 francs. That's like 20 bucks. Do you have an idea what it's like to take a woman for 20 bucks? Michael Caine looks at him and says, it's a bit out of my league. It's a brilliant movie. And you want to see a real female hero in the movie? You want to see a real female with strong... Go watch Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It's when men and women liked each other, we could have fun. It is better to be truthful and good than to not. Oh, man. Dre hasn't seen that. I guarantee Dre hasn't seen. Dre doesn't see any good movies. Oh, Lauren, while you wouldn't know it from Instagram, we did a thing announcement. The number of women buying their own engagement rings. You ready? You ready? This is where I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Has doubled from 7 to 14%. I'm shocked it would be 7. That's like 1/12. And now it's 14. That's 1/8. That's almost 1/7. One in every 7 of you girls are buying your own engagement ring. Really? It's about time. This is great. 1 in 7. You raised so many pussy soy boy Democrat men. You've made it impossible for guys to get jobs with blatant discriminatory practice, DEI, affirmative action, whatever. All you HR girl bosses have to bachelor's required, master's preferred. And then you tax all the guys at 40, 45% more if they make more, and depending on the state you're in. And now it's also, where the men got the money? Why ain't the men? And then you pay men not to work through disability. Go get my book, A World Without Men, an analysis of an all-female economy. It's there. And now you're buying your own engagement rings. God bless America. You girls are getting exactly what you voted for. Doubled from 7 to 14% in recent year, with women spending around 33% more on the rings than men. No. So, okay, now I got to give this girl credit if she exists. She loves the guy, which is good. But, man, isn't it telling you girls would spend more on the engagement? Like, is the engagement ring and the handbag, is that like the most important things? Those are the trophies. And then afterwards, you got this guy you don't really like. Which is like, what, 85% of marriages, right? Am I right? I'm right. Come on, admit it. You're not all that interested in a guy. The wage gap is still a very real issue. Okay, young ladies, please tune into this. Okay, the wage gap is not a real issue. Women major in dumb shit. They also don't work as much. All right, that's 90% of the wage gap explained. The remaining 10% is that women also do not negotiate as aggressively for pay raises. So also consider that. But right there, ladies, if you work as much as men, you major in the right things, and then you occasionally hold your ground and say, no, I want more, you will close the wage gap. It is not boogeyman men keeping you down and oppressed. It is your choices. But Gen Z and millennial women are narrowing it, with younger women in 22 cities making the same or more as guys their age, according to Pew Research data. Okay, so 22 cities. Major metros, like less than half the population? Did you just find, are we talking 22 cities out of the top 1,000? Making the same and or more as guys their age, according to Pew Research. This is likely because women in Gen Z, millennial generations especially, are getting college degrees at a higher rate than their male peers. We're going to just keep lying. What fucking shill wrote this? Christine Canning. Are you going to continue lying to your fellow women about how to make money? I lost the spot. I just want to look up. I guess I should do the would or would not. We'll look at that later if I remember. Lady, do you really believe it's just getting college degrees? Then why are you bitching whine about the student loan bailout? Why are 2/3 of the student loan requests bail out women? I'm confused. Are we ever going to get past this? Women, college degree equal better. It's what you major. Hang on, I got to look up Wood. This is a fucking nobody, I'm sure. Kristen Canning. I'm sure this is some journalism majoring idiot. Hang on. Kristen Canning. Kristen Canning. I remember if you're like of course you is that armpit hair? Come on, man. Don't tell me, really? Wait, do you have a mustache? No. No, don't tell me. Is that Photoshop? No, come on, man. No. Kristen Canning, the feature women health assigns. I gave up all my hair removal and made me more confident than ever. Is this her or is this 7-minute read? She got a stash. I guess it is her. Good. Ladies, do you want to be a 30-odd-year-old, what was millennial student that with a mustache and hairy arm? Are you going to take advice from this person? Here's the problem. Looks like she's a great hiker. I got to tell you, she's drop dead gorgeous if she there's the nose ring. Of course. Of course. A bumper sticker on a Ferrari. She is a very attractive woman, and it looks like she hikes. Hang on. Let me go just to the Instagram. We'll find out. Because any schmuck could take a gondola up to the top of a mountain, make it look like you hiked. Yeah, she's a very good looking gal. This is too bad. She's skiing, snowboarding. She's got to be in shape. I mean, she is in shape. I believe it. She hikes. A lot of outdoor pictures. I'm not kidding. She looks like Jack Napier in this one. I would if she shaved, but she didn't because she was edgy. Lady, do you really think that's going to help women? Just go to college. With on the immediate back end of that, the student loan crisis that's making women poor. Never mind. I am a better feminist than the average feminist out there because I actually give a shit. I'm diagnosing this like, no, you don't have a cold, you got cancer. You got to look at that. You got to get that treated ASAP now. Why do you hate women? No, I'm trying to save your life, lady. I'm actually trying to close the wage gap. Instead of propagandas like, they don't have to work and you would major in butterfly and butt plug studies. Oh. And you know what? You guys might be right. This could all be BS. And she's just, she looks like she's got a great digital nomad lifestyle. I mean, aside from me being a guy and working real jobs in my past, this gal's almost exactly like me in her enjoyment and her freedom of life. So this could all be bullshit. And it's just clickbait. But the analysis then, so is the analysis, so lady, is the writing just to preach to the choir so girls can still believe in the perfect mental state that they can have their cake and eat it too and major in hog shit and still live a life like you? Is that what it is? You got to keep them on the line. So if no, you got to diet and exercise to lose weight, or you got to start eating vegetables. Otherwise your cholesterol is going to go up, right? Is this it's easier to sell chocolate than it is broccoli? And wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you know what you're doing? Are getting higher college degrees at a higher rate than their male peers, which then sets them up to earn more over lifetime. No, it does not. It financially cripples you. That's the truth. This is not 1970 anymore, where a college degree actually led to. We are not boomers. College degrees are cancer, especially the ones you girls choose. If I looked you up, lady, what would your degree be? Younger women are also foregoing or delaying having kids at higher rates, which helps keep their income steady. Well, the other gal just said it wasn't. All this is great news for women's financial independence. Don't have kids. Whatever you do, don't have kids, ladies. But somewhat more complicated news for those of us who were socially conditioned believe that in a straight relationship, the man should make more and be able to afford a nice engagement ring for his partner. See the perfect mental state. I want both of each system, even though they're mutually exclusive. And I will continue to believe in this impossibility, basing my entire life decisions on this impossibility happening in my life and consequently ruining my entire life, never getting one or the other. Choose one, ladies. You can't have both. You can't vote to discriminate against men, take all their money away, treat men like shit, be a girl boss, and then have kids at 37 and then have the guy take care of you. It does no. Never mind. I have a feminist friends who are still like, he needs to be the one to buy the ring and ask me, says Candace Meyer, PhD, a licensed clinical therapist, associate professor in the marriage and family therapy program at the University of Wisconsin Stout. So you are not married yet. You are a marriage and counseling expert. You girls are all fucked in the head. You're all wackadoo. You spent 8 years in a PhD and you're a therapist in marriage counseling and you ain't never been married? What the fuck, man? I can't make this up. And Stout. When in doubt, go to Stout. If not there, go to Eau Claire. It's a college in Menominee, Wisconsin. I have to look it up. Who are you dating? A bunch of fat farm boys and drums? What trailer park are you pulling your a PhD at Stout in marriage counseling, and you ain't married yet? Oh, do you girls realize how stupid you sound? Do you young girls realize how the adults don't know what the fuck they're talking about? Never mind. There's this incredibly steep patriarchal idea that women aren't pursuers. They should be pursued, and the ring is part of that. No, that's over now. You said you wanted equal treatment, and here you go. Do you see how they're avoiding responsibility at every fucking turn? The previous lady, I want men to pay for my shit, but I don't want to sleep with them. I'm a strong, independent girl boss. And here now, like, I want equality. And we don't need no man. I'm going to get my hairy armpits, but I really like a man. Guys, I'm trying to point out to the younger girls that you can't live contradictorily because no one can engage in a relationship where one half it might be good, but the other half, by necessity, to maintain the contradictory existence of two mutually exclusive, you have to be a hypocrite, which means you have to stab someone in the back. You have to lie not only to yourself, but the other people that are trying to engage in you in some kind of relationship. I'm trying to get you young girls to realize that none of these women are happy. None of them are successful. None of them. But I'm also trying to point out to you guys, which I think, it's not that they're crazy. Crazy could be it's contradictory. They are not engageable. I don't mean an engagement ring or proposing. You cannot engage with these people on any level. I mean, sure, friends, like, yeah, let's go hike. I'm sure, if we avoided politics, I just went hiking with this gal, we could have a great conversation about hiking. But there's no way, if I was single, Cappy, that I could ever, like, what are you doing with your hair? Under your arms, I mean. Why do you have a mustache? I got to write this article about being a girl boss and having hair and not shit part of the patriarchy. But you're still my husband, right? Like the fuck I am. I didn't marry a dude. Yeah. See, people know that you write these articles, sweetheart. And now that you showed your hairy armpits, now my reputation is ruined at work. So we're getting divorced and you have fun with that shit. Could never happen. Could never happen. Oh, can you treat me to dinner? No, I don't treat dudes to dinner. Sorry. You want to go catch a game? Here, we'll get divorced and we'll go like eat wings and drink beer, watch the game. You're my new best friend. I'm going to start calling you Larry. Oh. On Reddit and Quora. Oh, yeah, well, that's gospel. Posts with titles like thoughts on brides buying their own engagement rings. Has anybody bought their own engagement ring abound, with women nail biting about whether it's okay for them to make the purchase themselves and what it says about them in the here. Look, lady, I'm going to tell you this. You're going to have to forget whether you should. We're past the point of should. Most guys can't afford this shit. Your choice to give 40% of our earnings to the government, mostly, not all, but mostly for welfare and paying other people to live. we can't afford you anymore. We can't afford your wedding. We can't afford frivolities like that. And men certainly can't afford divorce. You want your wedding ring? You go get one. Was it all just a LARP? Did it make you feel real good when you were younger? Like, I'm a girl, I'm a family. And now, like, oh, I really, it was just a phase. Just kidding. Now you can wine and dine me. No. You could have hoodwinked men 30 years ago. Now we got the internet. And every guy sees this. I expose it. I show it to everybody. It's over. You don't get to act like this for 30 years publicly on the, or 25 years on the internet like this and have people not, there's no consequences. Most of these women who write these posts provide caveats about how their partners aren't deadbeats. Oh, they're criminals. A defense that only needs to be deployed because of deeply entrenched beliefs around those who should buy the ring. I think girls should, nope, I'm buying. Look, if this gal is true, the fictional Lauren gal she talked about, good for her. She took age. No, I'm buying my own ring. Okay, good for you. Kudos to you. You're honest. To understand where these beliefs come from, it's worth examining the history of engagement rings. Is this where we talk about the patriarchy and how it was horrible men bought you rings? Is this where we talk about how it's bad men give you precious metals? They can be traced all the way back to ancient Rome, where rings made of materials like bone and flint were worn to symbolize love and unromantically ownership, obedience, and business contracts. According to the Gemological Institute of America, average engagement ring that involved exchange of expensive ring until less than a century ago. More diamonds were discovered in South Africa, late 1800s. Scarcity value, commonplace British industrialist, De Beers, they loan jewelry to movie stars, marketing phase. Knowing the dark history and marketed manufactured meaning of exorbitant rings can make the quintessential engagement seem much less appealing. Why? Can it just be a fun thing? Can we just, well, Halloween probably has its background in what, Satanism, paganism, whatever. Somebody's going to correct. Can you just say it's an opportunity for little kids to dress up, have a little bit of fun, and get free candy? Can we not worry about where it came from? Here, I'm giving you a ring. Can it just be a happy event? No. How many black slave children in the mines of South Africa got your blood diamond? These are not fun people. These are not fun people. Can only imagine going hiking with this gal, like hearing about the patriarchy. This is probably what she talk about. Probably what I get to hear. Put on my old headphones and just, I'm listening to the great one. Oh, yeah, patriarchy, horrible, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, you're a great listener. Yeah, yeah, what you said, yeah. Sure, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. Just put that on repeat. You are right, ma'am. Yes, I can't believe it. No, sure is. Automan. Hit play. Yep, sure. Oh, yeah, you're right. He's so understanding and caring and listening. Before a lot of people desire traditional, that just there. Most of our parents modeled relationship. Man made more that's generally seen as acceptable, says Beth Golada, licensed mental health counselor, founder of New York City Wellness, and host of podcast Quiet the Clock. Anything that isn't seen, was it Quiet the Clock of menopause? Is that what? Hang on. I gotta look at this. Quiet the Clock. This is another girl boss horse shit. At our core, we are here to empower women to break free from the constraints of social expectations. If you've ever felt the weight of a ticking clock or the pressure of falling behind, we're here to support. Shut up. Just shut up. Oh my God. I'm not a big religious guy, but I am happy to see young people go back to church. Not because I believe in the guy nailed to the plank of wood. I don't. But at least the advice you're going to get there is not going to result in you being a miserable, fraudulent PhD. It's a real PhD, I know, but in a bullshit field, Oh my God, how are we falling behind? None of these people are happy. None of them are happy. How are you not happy? Anything outside of that isn't seen as normal, and there's so much pressure from relationships to look a certain way. It's baked into us. When Dana asked and her boyfriend were ready to get married, the fact he couldn't afford a ring was a major roadblock. How? I thought you loved him. Dana, who lives in Brooklyn, New York, wasn't willing to wait until her partner was in better financial place. She had a timeline. She was 27 and really wanted to be married before she turned 30. Well, then what do you need a ring for? Why not just, sit down, everyone. What if you just loved the other person and enjoyed their company and didn't give a shit about the ring? Father Goose, he gives her a Band-Aid for a ring. Because it's not about love. It's about the fucking money and status. You don't care. You're all about the fucking money. Some Midnight Run. You really give me shit. You're all about the fucking money. It's true. Because it's all in your head. She was determined to make it happen. Her then boyfriend was 24, making $10 an hour as an audio engineer. She was working as a researcher at a website and had a $45,000 a year salary. None of you got money. Never mind. Guys, just so you know, go get my book, The Book of Numbers, Analyzing the ROI of the Pursuit of Women. They don't like you that much. Right? This love should conquer all. Like, I don't give a shit how much money you got. I got you. I love you. Let's go hang out. I don't want to go on a boat or go on a fancy trip. I just want to spend time with you. And the truest form of love, you don't care where you're going or what you're doing because the other person's there. And maybe there's a blowjob behind a tree. I'm not saying that happens on my hikes. I'm just saying. And here you got these neurotic idiots. I want to get married, but you're not going to. You make $10 an hour. I make $45,000 an hour, but you can't get me a ring, but you're going to get me a ring. Trying to put together a classic proposal when she wasn't in a textbook gender roles relationship really stressed Dana out. Oh my God, like your genes are programmed a certain way. Money was an issue all around. She wasn't exactly making a ton either, but she had to let go of the idea of a traditional engagement, especially before we were married. I've never felt like, oh, I have a job. I should pay for everything. Old school mentality drove into me. And your old school mentality is called your genetics, but never mind. Your genetics are Republican. Nuclear family. Stubbornness felt like anecdote. She didn't want to take away her boyfriend's opportunity to make the gesture, even though he couldn't get something expensive. I think he wanted to pay for the ring for me. White sapphires, diamond great grandma reset, do distress. This keeps going on and on and on. Wow, it keeps going on. Wow. I gotta imagine you believe some of this because you wrote an 8-page article on this thing. Kristen Canning is a freelance journalist over a decade experience. Her former features women's. Her writing on abortion was nominated for an Ask Me magazine. Never heard of it. And selected for Columbia Best American Magazine. Right 20. She covers emerging health. Spends her free time running and reading, hiking, listening to podcasts, hanging out with the cashews based outside Denver, Colorado. Okay, so not another one of the millions. Let's do the Twitter. Kristen Canning, Twitter. How many Twitter followers are you on Blue Sky? Here it is. No, 640. A good-looking gal like you, and you only got 640 followers. Now, did you switch to hasn't posted in a while? Oh, okay, you haven't posted. You're on Contently. Are you here? Nope, you don't even have your website up. Honest to fucking God. Look, guys, if you want to make a go at work avoidant journal influencer career, which it isn't, you have to have an account. Oh my God. Oh, all right. final one here. I got to look it up. I closed the Billboard marriage. You guys have seen this one. Woman. You know, I'm going to go to the New York Post. I know it's tabloidy, but they cut to the bullshit. Fed up 42-year-old. 42. See, and now here's another one. Going back to, is this real or is this just fake and clickbait? Do you know what it costs to run a billboard in a major metro? Per month, it's between 10 and 30,000. I'm sure, like, if you're on Times Square, it's a lot more than that. I'm sure if you're in a major metro like Des Moines, it ain't that expensive. But the lady or her father, let's be honest, but she cut a check from her own personal account. Yeah, and dad paid for her house. Dad paid for it. I'm aware that could happen. But this was not cheap. Anita, right? Are you faking it? Do you really believe? Are you faking this just to get clicks, right? Are you doing it for attention? Okay, I see that. But then all of a sudden, you're doing your own wedding? You're dropping your own money? They're like, you actually believe this shit. You know, the lady before wrote an 8-page article. You guys, some of you actually believe this shit. Bay Area. Well, that's expensive. And a bunch of ads. Fed up 42-year-old splashes cash for marry me billboards and last effort to find mate. I want to fall in love. Bay Area singleton 42. Oh, crazy eyes right there. Right. Yeah. There's a look that develops over a while, right? Everyone's born a baby, and then you got your little baby face and all that. And the toddler phase is the best. All right, here's some money and hugs and kisses, and we're going to throw you in the water, and we're going to feed the fish, and we're going to take you on adventure. We're going to throw you on the truck. Let's go. Toddlers are the best. They're the fucking best. But then someone's had, and those eyes form. Once you believe those are feminist eyes right there. Bay Area singleton, 42, is spending cold, hard cash to rent dozens, 120 grand a month on the low end in San Francisco, where it's just a bunch of pansy-ass leftist men. This is, you should have seen it. You all know. You got it right? You know why she's doing it? This is an investment. She's looking to land a rich husband. That's what it is. She's trying to find a Silicon Valley billionaire. That's what she's trying. She's trying to. This is all. I should have seen that. No. That's what it is. Dozens of billboards along California's famed Highway 101, advertising her hand in marriage to any commuter that's ready for commitment. I'm putting myself out there. Catalino, a vintage clothes retailer. Why do none of you have real jobs? Could just one of you come up? Yeah, proctologist for the medical clinic, or I mean, can any of you have real jobs? From San Mateo, California, told the Post with a laugh, people would be shocked if they knew how much this is costing me. Well, if you're a vintage clothes retailer, this is coming from Daddy. Catalino, who launched a campaign in September, chose not to disclose how much the exploit has cost her over the past month. But the wannabe bride means business. This is not a joke. This is not a gimmick. This is serious self-funded endeavor. She insisted, I want to find my husband's. Catalino's ad campaign, spanning 45 miles between Santa Clara and San Francisco, drives traffic to her personally dating website, marylisa.com. Oh, I got to go here. I mean, she's getting traffic. Okay. About Lisa. Oh, God. Apply here. I gotta give her credit. She put okay, lady. You get an A for effort. This is clever. Well, what about? I mean, fast facts. 135.5, blah blah blah. Liberal Democrat, non-practicing Catholic. No, put that. Great says no. Loves cats. This is okay. All right. Very clever. I hate to say this, lady. You are a basic bitch. You just get you off the shelf Walmart basic bitch. 41, you're in the epiphany phase. You're in better shape than the average person. Surprise, you're a Democrat. You're self-employed, which means not employed at all. You like having sex, so you're Catholic but not religious. Blah, blah, blah. Her billboard fees are based on dynamic pricing, so Catalina pays varying sums for each post depending on supply and demand, as well as the time of day and the location. Also, it's a digital one. She's also taking out ad space atop taxi cabs, further promoting herself motorists around the region. She could pivot this and slingshot it into like a YouTube thing. She could. I mean, there's potential. Put down the money, and she's got a pretty good website. Did Daddy help you with it? It's a costly, clever attempt to find love, for which the millennials caught flack from cyberbullies who've deemed her insane and delulu. But after her last relationship failed, with ended in April, string of dating app disasters, Catalina not ashamed of promoting a stunt. Have you thought about being not against men, being a Democrat? Have you thought about, I'm not saying you're a Republican, you just have to say not a Democrat, right? She's just ready to land a man at all costs. And this single lady is not alone. In fact, she's among a growing number of hopeless romantics who've thrown money at the relationship problems, hoping investment would pay off in spades. Eve Tiley Colson, get rid of the hyphenated name, a corporate litigation attorney. Look, do you ladies not see how this drives men to have the stereotype TV, floor mattress, PlayStation 5? You understand? Do you see this? Do you see it? Previous told the Post she paid a $5,000 referral fee to anyone help her finding the one. Much like Catalano, Muhammad Ibrahim, a New Jersey man on the prowl, has too purchased billboard space, including prime real estate, Times Square, seeking a soulmate of his dreams. Shameless personal plugs is how app-exhausted folks are meeting their match. I got a question. Yeah, you sir. Could you just ask a guy out that you think's cute? Look to the extents women will go to avoid having to ask a guy out and get rejected. This is at least costing her $100,000, guys, per month. That's how much they fear asking you out. That's how little interest they have. They have interest in marriage, but they're not that interested in asking you out and actually putting work into it. Oh, I'm looking for a man between ages 35, 45 wait, 45? You're 41, lady. What about 50, 55? Who aligns with me on religious and political beliefs as well as leading a health-oriented lifestyle, said Bell, adding she wouldn't mind if her fellow favors actor David Duchovny, who's in his 60s. On her site, the non-negotiables must be on board with monogamous relationship, no criminal record, nonviolent personality. Whoa. You sure you're a Democrat, lady? You Democrat women love criminals and violent people. I mean, come on. It's what all the cool Democrat women are doing now. Despite the expenses she's accrued, concerned about the funds, wants forever, fall in love, blah. He's got to be out there. Good luck. Good luck. Let me get to the fan mail here. I have a lady that emailed me. She's attractive and she's looking for a man, and I sent her a quote. We'll see how interested she is in guys. This is from Blown Nose. He writes, I want to talk about this. Aaron, just wanted to send you some real world numbers from your Is It Too Late for Zillennials video, specifically on affordable housing. I'm in the process of selling my 5,000 square foot house and building a 720 square foot one bedroom house. Granted, I already own the land, which was 30,000 10 years ago. Numbers in Canadian dollars. Earthworks, well and septic system, 30,000. So we're talking, they had to take 6, 10, 60, 2/3. 20,000 American. Lumber, 3,500. Engineered slab, 10,000. Engineered trusses, 4,000. Labor for build, 4,000. Installation, plumbing, and electrical, 7,000. Stove, chimney, and appliances, 10,000. Doors, Music, blah, blah, blah. So just for over 75,000 plus land, there's a perfectly reasonable 720 square foot house. Nothing lavish, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, but it is affordable even for the most useless millennial. Would you date him, ladies? Of course, quite a bit of this cost can be lowered if you do the work yourself. I have no idea if you find any of this interesting. I do. I very much do, because I got my little dream log cabin here out in South Dakota. The interior probably took, the interior took a lot more than the exterior, because for the first time I had to like furnish shit. But man, there's times where I'm like, if I just had my hut in Croatia and I didn't have to, like the faucet here, was it mowing? Fuck. No one makes it. I got to go get a specific Allen wrench screw to tighten down the handle because it's already fallen off after 4 years. There's a lot of work. I knew this owning rental property. Oh, you were going in the house. Dude, just having a house that's about half the size of the one I got now, logically half the problems. I'm all for the small house, man. I could see it, especially if you're a single guy. I got a GF, so we obviously need our own rooms, because the fuck if I'm going to have someone. We did that for what, 10 years? Where she's working, I'm working, and you just automatically assume the person could talk to you because they're there, not knowing they're in the middle of something. You need your own room. But yeah, that's the future. I think the future for you zillennials, because anyone older than a zillennial has no future. Sorry, you don't. Fuck you. You fucked up. I think the future is building your own home, or building as much of it as you can. Right. Probably want the concrete to be poured professionally. You should be able to frame. You should be able to build you should be able to build lodging. Maybe not a home that's going to last forever. And you even say it here. You sent me the diagrams. It's beautiful, man. It's simple and beautiful. It's just perfect. Yeah, super simple is the way I'm going, and I still have the hurdles of the Karens and socialists to deal with, because I asked, like, are the Karens and the socialists allow young poor people to build a small home? No, absolutely not. Engineers making bank for slab drawing trusses, etc. Concrete floor, easy to clean and rugged. Floor drain in mudroom entry gets too dirty, hose it down. But yes. We'll have 2 dishwashers, one for dirty dishes, one for other clean dishes. This will save a lot of time and money in cabinets. Why not the 1 fork, 1 spoon, 1 bowl, 1 dish? Then you don't even need dishwashers. You just have your sink. That's what I did for, 8 years in one house. Heated with wood stove and electric heat pump. Dude, 720 feet. You need the smallest heated stove ever. It says there's about 25,000 in lumber and materials in this. The insurance company could go to hell. If it burns down, I will just rebuild it. Taxes will be a lot less. This will help me from feeding the raccoons. I said, amen with the insurance. God bless you. God bless you. Good luck to you. Oh, I should say, hang on. Let me do it. Respond to him. Read your email in the latest Girlboss podcast. Do I have a more popular podcast than the Racing Against the Clock? Like all you girls with your PhDs, is my Girlboss podcast more viewed than your actual Girlboss podcast? Who wrote this? Why can't I see it? Why can't I see the name? Hi, Cappy. This is a response to your Borderlands video. By the way, don't buy Borderlands 4. It's broke. Don't even waste your time. If you're looking for game suggestions, I would suggest Wet for the PS3 or Xbox 360. The game is basically a parody of Grindhouse drive-in movies. The main character is this 25-pound brunette who fights with a sword and dual wields pistols. There we go. And they didn't turn her into a girl boss, so she has no tattoos. She's kind of normal. She jumps through the air or slides on the ground, firing guns. The game slows down to bullet time where she does it. The game was released in 2009, and it shows its age, so she's not fat. And the game is about $30. The game is just stupid fun with a female protagonist that's thin and doesn't look like a school bus parked on her face. Do yourself a favor and avoid the Metal Gear Solid games. Maybe play 1 and 2. I am old enough. I played it when they came out. But everything, including and beyond 3, is just hour-long cutscenes. Yeah, I don't need that. Thank you very much. Wet. I put it on my thing. Mark Magana, our wealthy agent in the field. This has nothing to do with girl bosses, although it could be a female teacher. Teachers. Although I think this is a guy. Sounds like something a guy would do. Teacher apologizes after feeding kitten to classroom snake. Do any of you teachers get... Hey, you know what I'm going to do today? They're in the teacher's lawn, right? Smoking cigarettes, which you can't have anymore. Hey, what do you do with that kitten? Is that your key? You can't bring kitten. Oh, no, it's a science experiment. Oh, what are you going to do? Feed it to a snake? Oh. Feeding a kitten to a snake. That's not going to traumatize the kids. What? What? Jesus. Oh. Can't, well, nothing's too good for the children. A teacher has apologized to students after feeding a kitten to a classroom snake. Why isn't mice kind of the standard? And even that might be a little bit. The teacher at Alvord High School, described as an experienced educator and animal lover, acknowledged her decision. It's a girl. Hang on. What's her name? What's her name? I want to see what she looks like. Well, what's her name? Teacher, Alvord High School, described as an experienced animal lover, acknowledged her decision to the class and allowed a student with parental consent to take the remaining kittens who were ailing home. Wait, you were gonna, oh my God, this just gets worse. You were gonna feed an entire litter of kittens to this snake? Wait, what? What do you guys want to bet she looks like? I'm betting overweight white woman. Who's with me? Middle-aged overweight white woman. I ain't gonna get no bets. We all agree. I could like there's a 90% chance I'm right. What odds you want? 11-1? We understand that some students and others were upset by this situation, and that is the last thing we want, said Superintendent Randy Brown. I hate all public school employees pretty much, right? You got to prove I know there's some of you out there and you got to prove yourselves to me. I'm not a fan of superintendent, but this poor Randy Brown guy, can you imagine him just sitting there at his desk? Okay, we got to sign off on the whatever, the food contract, and the vendors are coming in and we got this training going on. And okay, we're going to hire the new batch of teachers to work at this school. And then on his table that day, Mr. Brown, sir, yes, what is it? What is it, McCrowski? One of the science teachers fed a kitten to a snake. What was that, McCrowski? A science teacher over at Alvord High School. Yeah, I'm aware of it. It's in my district. Yeah, they fed a kitten to a snake. They fed a kitten to, yes, the children are very upset, sir. Oh, like a kitten, like a little baby kitten. They fed it to a snake and probably a bunch of kittens. Yeah. We better stop that. Yes, because there's other kittens that they're going to feed to the, wait. They're going to feed more kittens to the snake? Randy Brown, is it Randy Brown? Randy Brown, I bet you this goes down in memorable days in your career. Hang on. I got to see what this teacher, paste, Alvord High School, snake, move the type of snake, teacher. I want to know who the teacher is. Why don't we get her name? Oh, is that a Texas thing? That might be a Texas thing. That might be Texas law. Florida, you can say names and all that. PETA today sent an urgent letter. Oh, shut the fuck up, PETA. Urging him to immediately ban the use of live animals in classrooms. Parent reported the incident. We're not going to get the name. Okay, you understand why I don't ever want to become a politician? Because I have to manage. I would have to lead fucking, see, I could lead my own, right? You want to form a team? Let's form a team. Want to form a Cappy army? Fine, let's form a Cappy army. I am not becoming a public servant where I got teachers feeding snakes or teachers feeding kittens to snakes. Not doing it. Not doing it. Link below. We'll get to the super chats. Don't worry. Link below are resources for you girl bosses out there. One is called The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, because I know you were told not to need men and hate men and all that, and men should not be part of your life. But it's confusing because, oh my God, now I want a man like I want a thing. And apparently men are human beings and they have some kind of requirements. Oh, they're bastards. All right. So you're going to be without men for a while, as forecasted by The Rise of the She Economy, written by Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley and people much more intelligent than me. Half of you will not be married within marrying ages. I think it's 18 to 35. So since half of you aren't going to have love in your life, you're going to need to figure out a reason to live. That's why I came up with the book, The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. There is a women's menu for all you girl bosses who don't need no, and there is a men's menu. You can read the other person's menu, but it ain't going to make you happy. So since half of you, because half of you girls don't want to get married, that means half of you men aren't going to be married. You need to find something else to do. There it is, The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. All things you can do in life that give you purpose and meaning. And ladies, I recommend you stick to your menu. You're not going to like the men's menu. It's not for you, and you can order from the men's menu, but it'll make you miserable. We also have the Book of Numbers analyzing the ROI of the pursuit of women, which I have a copy of it right here. This is the Better Bachelor edition. Oh, that's reversed. Look at that. Yeah, whatever. Girls are not that interested. I don't know how many articles you need to read and see. It's tragic that one guy was really good looking in a hiker. Well, you got me. Tell me more. Oh, hairy armpits and I should send her to my ultra marathon running buddy. He keeps running into hairy armpitted women in his dating ventures. Yeah, too bad for him. Anyway, these girls are not that interested in you. If they were, they would have asked, well, what do you want, and delivered it. They don't ask you out. They put up billboards at the cost of $100,000 a month, but they won't ask you out. And then some of them are feeding kittens to snakes. So get the Book of Numbers, analyze the ROI of the pursuit of women, so you know what your chances of finding a nice, sweet, demure wife is, which is about 2.7%. How'd you get 2.7%? You're going to have to read the fucking book. Let's go to the super chats. Naughty DJ Aftershock, $5. Dude, bro, I'm totally learning about SMART goals, the planning control cycle, triple bottom line, and corporate governance at the Hanson Hall at Big C, yo. Hanson. Yeah, I think I patrolled that a million times. Hanson Hall, Carlson School of Management. God, it's been ages. Hanson Junior Hall. Oh, let's get the map. Where's the map? Can I just get the map? Just show me the map. This is the new one. Oh, fuck it. Never mind. I think that's the new building. Oh, maybe not. Yep, oh, there it is. I think, yeah, Hanson Hall. That I did not patrol. That is new. I did not patrol Hanson. All right. Naughty DJ Aftershock, $2. Looks like the Saudis are about to clean out Electronic Arts. Yeah, I saw. Now keep in mind, there's a private equity firm. Enrolled agents. Electronic Arts is already a shit company, not making as much money as it used to. The younger generations are sick and tired of Madden. No one knows who John Madden is anymore. You're aging out like Harley. It's only old dudes like me and older who give a shit about football. They also came, wasn't it? There's a bunch of other horrible games they came out with. The stock price has been flat for 7 years. And none of the leaders play video games. Very simple. I don't know how much worse private equity could make it, let alone if the financing comes from the Saudis. I think the Saudis are trying to diversify out of oil and buy anything that maybe makes a profit. They got to do something with that money. And I don't. So what? The Saudis clean out enrolled agent Electronic Arts. So what if it's acquired by private equity? Like I said in my tweet, it's bacteria growing on shit or mold growing on shit. It's already a shit company. Now mold's going to grow on it with private equity. I don't know how much. What are you going to do? Hey, a free pack of rusty razor blades come with every video game that you could play with and get tetanus. What are you going to, how can you make it worse? Jorge asked $5. Come on, Cap. You should know better that girl bosses failed because they just haven't manifested their hubby in McMansion's heart. You know what? You're right. You know, if they got look, now you girl bosses, I'm serious about this. You really, if you're serious, I think what men could smell is you only half-heartedly pursue the girl boss thing. Like, you don't have a PhD? Are you really a girl boss? Right? You want the best man of the world. Are you the best girl boss you could possibly be? You need to get a doctor title in front of you. You need to hyphenate your name. And then you need to run a nonprofit in addition to your daytime job. And then I think, I think calling for the assassination of conservative speakers isn't Democrat enough. I think you need to go full-on genocide on your social media profiles. And then you have to show them, but, when it comes to work, some ways I'm a feminist, but then when it comes to love, I'm really a traditional girl. And then you do that cute thing. And I think, every woman should drop $100,000 a month on Billboard ads, advertise that they're ready to get married with all these requirements. And then if you, I know you don't pray, but if you did a seance and talked to a tarot card reader, I think you girls would finally Hugh Jackman is right around the corner. You just haven't turned enough corners. He's right there. He's just he's anticipating you to make it around. Oh, you found him. Oh, and of course he's a Democrat, and he donates all the money to charity and donates the remaining money to you. Why the fuck would he want all the money he worked for? Ace Montana, most American name in America, $5. Missed you on the last Rule 0. They directed gay jokes, and you weren't there to agree with them. I know I don't do Rule 0 anymore. I just don't have the time. Nothing wrong. Nothing happened. It's just I don't have time. I want to change my life and go have more fun. Naughty DJ Aftershock, $2. Who even uses the smart or planning control cycle? What is that? I don't even know who. Smart cycle? It's a Fisher Price smart process business. Smart process is a widely used setting goal framework. You know how it's bullshit because they had to force the acronym to fit SMART. Is a widely used goal setting framework that helps create objectives that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Oh my God. Who came up with it? Oh. Now watch, the Carlson School of Management will have like 5 courses on this, along with the Boston Consulting Group model. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. I'm certified. I have a black belt in SMART certification. What's the other one you said? Planning control cycle. What fucking bullshit planning controls. It fills in. It's a continuous iterative process that involves creating plans, putting them in action, monitoring before making adjustment. Oh, continual improvement, you mean? Which is largely one of the main reasons that businesses are making shit products, because you've optimized the process already, but you got to make new profits and ever increase your profits more and more and more. So you cut into your muscle because you ran out of ideas. I want to know who came up. What worthless PhD hack? Who came up with the planning control cycle? Walter Shewart in the 1920s. Edwards Deming in the 1940s and 50s. Well, he just did quality control. I guarantee it was just like, yeah, here's an acronym for me to remember. There you guys go. All right. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Take a look at those books below. The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, and the Book of Numbers, Analyzing the ROI in the Pursuit of Women. We'll see you girl bosses later. Toodles.